go with it, and then you have to come up with something new, or you're yesterday's bloke. Like the thing with doing the comedy clubs. When I first started doing that, when I first started doing the furniture, God knows how long ago, you call someone like, oh, what do you do? I juggle furniture. What do you really do? I juggle furniture. He fucking juggles furniture. And it was a real buzz, and you turn up at the clubs, and it's that bloke that juggles furniture, and then 12 years later, oh, fuck, if I see Steve juggle that furniture, and they're all at the back parroting your lines, you know, it's time to move up.
Yeah. Just on a technical note then, in terms of, you know, having that, what you're, you know, known for is the whole balancing business. So why did you go for balance? Like, what was it about balancing that you thought?
I was very lucky. I had sort of juggling dad. Not my dad, but a guy called Piers Halpenny. He was the guy that I met very, very early on and influenced me massively. And he was always giving me like little bits of stuff to have a look at. Go on, Steve, have a look at this, have a look at this. And you'd have a look and you're like, Piers, I can't do that. Or the bottle balance actually came from something he sent me where it was done with a mouth stick. It was a mouth stick, bottle, crate, whatever, and stuff. And the finale was you'd upend it. You'd do this, and it would all be on the end of the mouth stick. But nobody knew what a mouth stick was, or where you could get one. Or so that was out, so I stuck it on my head. Piers was brilliant, and he was always doing different stuff.
He was here before?
Yeah, he helped close the musicals. He was actually a builder at the time.
Right.
Yeah, a few people around Covent Garden.
So he'd done it like the earlier generation of balls and stuff.
Like Piers jumping off a building site, dragging them on, balancing planks on his head. He used to go down to a place called Clown Alley and teach there, which is in Bromley. And that was the other place I used to go in the early days and learn. And he sort of mentored a few people. Terry Cole's another one. He's a very strange individual, if you've ever met Terry. Piers was sort of the big, because he got all this prior knowledge about stuff that was different. And, you know, you kind of, the plate routine, the original bones of that is Piers showing me a couple of plate moves.
Right. Yeah. So how long was your, because I mean I timed it one time, your balancing mistake, and I timed it like 11 and a half minutes from the time you put the balance on it. That's a long time to not be looking at your audience, you know, so you know, how do you hold it with a balance?
Well, you can feel them, if that makes sense. You can feel the energy of the room, you can feel the constant, where the laughs are coming, you know where they should be coming, and you can feel if you're starting to lose them and you need to go faster, just by hearing the comebacks that you're getting. The other thing is you've got to watch where you are. That's the biggie. Yeah. That's the more important one, is you've got to watch where you are.
Yeah. But you've done it in ridiculously small spaces, and very, very close up. And
once or twice I've fallen off. But yeah, normally what I'll do is, because I've got a table, you've got peripheral vision, I'll know roughly where the table is, and by the table I know roughly where, because I know in relation to the edge of the stage where the table is. Or the other thing is I'll drop a few points on the ceiling, and I'll know roughly where I am. You never know exactly, especially if you're overacting. And the other thing I learned is you have to have something on the ceiling. I did a circus a while back, and I just put the balance on my head and went, gone, couldn't do it. And I realised, because the whole ceiling's black, and if it's all black, you've got nothing to take a marker from. And if you've got that, you can't balance. That was quite a shock.
I did a weird one where they had some kind of contour roof where it was sort of squares, and I was jumping 5 balls, and suddenly this optical illusion pattern was going through the ceiling. And they was like, oh!
And going under mirrors, going under whatever, it becomes interesting.
You must have seen the phenomenon of people filming themselves juggling from, you know, with a camera on a stick and stuff, doing 5 balls and things like that. It looks great. I mean, it's just got interesting. If you're filming down and somebody doing it and this stuff's coming up at you, it's a good kind of optical thing. So, the balance goes on and on and on. So how did you have it all in mind already, or did you build it up over time? So did it start with like a little thing that lasted for not very long, and then just
Yeah, I always get told off for not. His mum always kills me for not thinking through everything as far as it should go. But you're never going to get it as far as it should go because you find where it should go. And for me, when you start performing it, you can have an idea and think, well, if I do this, it'll be quite funny, and this. But it's only when you start performing it that you start to realise where the gags are and what's funny, and it tends to be something will come out your mouth when you're performing it, and you remember that and you put it back in.
good at remembering stuff like that, or do you get away from stuff
pretty
going?
normally.
Do you write it down?
Yeah, normally. If I
And script it?
remember. No, it's just if I've done a line and missed it.
Right.
If I've said something in the show and it's come out and it worked really well. It won't always work again. It may just be the circumstances you were in.
But like you say, you can feel that. You can feel that. There was a time I think you told me about like doing the balance one time. Like shirt had come undone and somebody shouted, "Say, "I'm a fat bastard." That's Mr. Fat Bastard to you, and you said you waited ages.
Yeah, I'd had that line for years. Yeah.
Oh, I cannot use that one then.
Of course you can. It's a stock line, but it's one that I remember just in case. For all those, it used to be much more not fat bastard. You'd be the most vile things they'd shout to you, and it was Mr. Wanker to you or whatever. It's just something nice about that line that they've been so offensive, but you've actually made it quite polite. But you've also said, "I'm actually better than you," in the nicest possible way.
So remembering those lines, do you have to go and write them, or is it next time you're at that spot in the show you go, "Oh yeah, I use that." When do you actually?
If it's, I tend to write it down, try and remember it, and at the time you think, "Oh God, I better remember that because that went really
early
nicely."
in the show,
Yeah.
like, I've got a whole show to go.
Yeah, and
It'll never be as funny again. I've used my best line
take
right
a
at the
notepad.
beginning.
yeah, it's like the
Hang on a minute,
progression
I
is
can
such
write
that
that.
the original bottle balance, if you see it tonight, the bottle balance now, the original, I just, I put the bottles, the tray on my head, and I put the glasses up.
You are here and you're doing it.
No,
Yeah, like a,
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, originally I literally just put the 4 glasses on. Volunteer gave me the glasses. That was it, and it was okay. That's quite nice. And it's only
So you were
over
building. It was
years
to
and
build a
years
big
layer
trick
after-
rather than the,
Yeah, I think the best juggling shows, the best skills comedy are layers. It's layer upon layer, year after year, as you work it and find the funnier bits and the new bits, or as each new bit comes on, you add it, and so it becomes this great big whole thing. But having said that, you can also go the other way and start trashing a routine that was really good. Not deliberately. It's if you've said the same thing over and over and over and over and over for such a long amount of time, you can then get to the point where you're putting lines in that aren't funny to other people, but they're funny to you.
I got to get something out of this.
Yeah, and you have to take them out. You have to, every now and again, you have to think, hang on a minute, and you have to look at the stuff that's there for you and go back to bones
That's
again.
also been. I mean, I find it like it was sarcastic in the audience. Yeah, and you just saying the stuff that you think is funny about that, but then you go too far and you can feel the edge on it.
Yeah.
But it's not nice,
Yeah. That's one of the reasons I quit doing the indoor cabaret shows, was because it was becoming deeply unpleasant.
Yeah.
They were basically the kind of people that were going with stag and hen nights, and the kind of comedy that they wanted was making my really unpleasant. And it wasn't good, and it wasn't fun, and it wasn't nice. It was a contest every time. So it was nice to have somewhere else to go.
So the audience changed, you feel,
Yeah.
in a way.
They were originally. They
So
were
then you're looking for an audience
drunken, trendy yuppies
for what you do, rather
Yeah. No, they were quite smart as well. The early audiences, although they'd always shout and throw stuff or whatever, they were clever. They weren't stupid. They weren't aggressive and nasty.
Yeah.
Although thinking about the Tunnel Club. Yeah, but in general, you could do intelligent stuff. You didn't have to swear. You didn't have to be really crude to keep going.
There was that thing as well with people said it in the Comedy Store. There was a turning point where everyone had been given a chance, and then it became like a bear baiting thing.
Yeah,
for a while.
that was the thing about. I always wanted to close, because you do. All your idols close, and then when I did close, I realised it wasn't the best spot at top. best spot in any show is end of the first half.
Yeah.
After that, you watch audience. Oh, they're lovely, they're lovely, they're lovely. And then you get on 20 minutes like, oh, they're so drunk. They're so drunk. It's just that tipping point. I don't know what it is, but and it's not always the case. But yeah, you can watch a great audience turn into like, I'll be happy this is over.